you hold on to? Which one still burns? A shade of blue. You borrow deep and clean your fate. They call it beauty to become the rain. Erase the traces, dissolve the faces. The moon is high, our trees entwine. I force aside my ancient pride. It's get so hard to penetrate, and blood so thick, your heart to grave. Now I'm within, I bring you pain, and on this land, I become the rain. What was left of all the hearts to expose the insect inside.
Hello and welcome to Stories and Sound. Today I'm here with Pull Down the Sun. How about you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Kia ora. Hey, I'm Court. I'm the singer and guitarist, or one of the guitarists from Pull Down the Sun.
Hey, I'm Stefan. I play drums and do bugger all else.
I am Jason and I'm the other guitars.
Yeah. Where are you guys from? And tell us a bit about the band and the history and stuff.
Cool. So we're from Whanganui, sort of down on the west coast. It started off as a side project from my other band, Pariah, at the time. It was pretty much just an excuse to pull in a group of mates and just jam, and it kind of took off. It was really cool. Get to jam with my best mates.
Yeah, me.
Tour the country. It's cool.
Yeah.
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 And so as far as, like, you know, when did you guys start up and all that sort of jazz?
It was roughly about...
Well, it started like 2012, really. But we never played any live shows till 2014. That was our first show live, and then it just grew from there.
Yeah, nice. So it's been going a wee while.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea of Put on the Sun started earlier, but yeah, the live shows is sort of when we started. But
Yeah.
yeah, about 2014, 2015.
Yeah. Because you guys have been playing, especially like the last, what we'll say, like maybe like 2 years, 3 years, you guys have been playing at like a shit ton.
Yeah. Trying to at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys did, how many dates did you do on that tour for your release tour?
It was around 13, 14.
Yeah.
I think there was supposed to be more, but some of the venues, couldn't quite come to the party. But
Yeah.
we tried to get as many shows in as many different places as we could.
Yeah.
Places we haven't played before, like Invercargill.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a bit of a story to that show.
Oh, it was awesome. We played with some really cool bands like Elodie, Fall of Them, and what was the other one? Filth Wizard.
Oh, man, I couldn't think of the
Gotcha.
name.
Yeah. Yeah, and we ended up playing to pretty much just the other bands. It was a
Yeah.
Thursday night in Invercargill, so no one knew who we were.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It was an experience.
What was the venue? Do you remember what the venue was?
The Southland.
Yeah. Southland Musicians Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Awesome venue.
Yeah.
Awesome venue.
Yeah. Sound was good too. But
Yeah, brilliant. Awesome PA, but
Yeah.
shitty turnout.
Yeah.
But-
But it's
yeah.
one of those things as well, like, to get a live scene going, bands need to play there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if bands aren't playing there, people aren't going to come out. And so it's like,
Yeah.
even though it's a shitty sort of, potentially like a shitty kind of spot, like sort of turnout wise, it's still got to get that kind of turnover going to actually generate it for future.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
drill that one home, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe not do
Thursdays.
Thursday in Invercargill.
night.
All right? Anyone
Yeah.
booking a tour?
Yeah.
Because you guys got a bit of funding for that one, eh?
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was through Aotearoa touring. They sort of, you do like a budget, you send it in, you say, hey, look, this is what we want to do, this is how many shows we want to do.
Yeah.
I think one of the things was you had to do an all ages show, which we're all about. We love playing to future musicians and giving them the chance to play with bands on a good PA system and things like that. But
It was one of the best shows.
yeah, but yeah, they helped up heaps. Came to the
Yeah.
party, which was cool.
Do you feel like you would have been able to do a tour of that size without the support?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Like money wise, we're just three dads, bro. Like
Yeah.
we love to game and sit at home, do nothing. Like we all work for a living, so
Yeah.
this is like an expensive hobby. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they definitely came to the party and they paid. I think it was half of the touring stuff, like the budget,
Yeah.
which
Up
was
to a certain point. eh?
really,
Yeah.
really helpful. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
super grateful.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Thank
as
you.
far as that tour is concerned, what were some of the standout kind of moments for you guys?
Probably that all ages show in Palmy for me. That was crazy. Like we were thinking we were going to get a bunch of sort of 14, 15, 16-year-olds
Get in a little bit closer.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to get like a whole bunch of sort of 14, 15-year-olds turn up, and it was like 6-year-olds with their parents and stuff, and they're all sitting down in front. It was ridiculous. It was great. But
We were
You're
the
just, like,
Wiggles.
screaming
Yeah.
at them, eh?
yeah.
It was good because all our kids got to go. Some of our kids got to go as well. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
Was that kind of like one of the first times they're actually able to see you guys live and perform?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be a special kind of moment.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of translated now. One of my daughters is starting to play bass. I was like, "Sure, you want to play bass?" yeah, I want to play bass.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
You can play guitar if you want, or drums. I don't
Yeah.
mind." But no, she wants to play bass. But yeah, I think that was like a turning point for her as well.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you can kind of change and mold kids just from playing music. So
Yeah. Yeah, because on that you guys are Sans bass player
Yeah.
at the
Yes.
moment, or like for a wee while. Is that something you guys
yeah.
are kind of happy to stick with? Because it's a bit of a trend that people have kind of seen across various bands and stuff like that, where just for whatever reason, they sort of
Yeah.
feel like it's either not required or just like for the dynamic of the band at the time,
Yeah.
like adding somebody else to the mix is just a bit of a
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know,
for
it can
the,
sometimes be a bit of a weirdness.
for the time being, I think that's where we're at. We've gone, probably a little over a year, or pretty much since the album came out, eh? So a bit over a year with just the three of us and the backing stuff, and it's been really good. It's one less body we have to drag around the country, and we can get away with one car,
Yeah,
which is always nice.
Seeing you guys rock up yesterday, I was like, this wouldn't work with more people.
No, it really wouldn't have. No,
We
it
used
would
to
be-
try it though with 4 people in one
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody
And
has to
all
get
the-
packed in.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
was
Yeah,
Stefan.
Or sit on someone's lap, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Stefan.
She folds well.
Yeah.
We lost our bassist left during sort of the COVID break.
Yeah.
The first one.
The first
or
one.
just after, which in itself sort of lit the fire under us to get the album finished because we're doing it with Zoran. And yeah, we kind of went, shit, we want to finish this album. We tried out a few bassists for the gigs and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you know, having to rely on someone else, you know, the three of
Yeah.
us, we're pretty easy. Like we get asked to play a gig, yeah, we'll play it. We don't
Yeah.
need to really ask the others, or we put it in a calendar and it's like, done. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
we'll do it. Whereas other people, it's like, yeah, I can't quite do that one, or oh yeah, I'm keen, but I'm away, but can't, you know. So it's just been really, really easy, and you get the odd comment at shows where they're like, "Oh, do you guys have a bassist?" Or you get so many people coming up and asking, you know,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
I be your bassist? And I'm like, iPad's actually pretty good, plays in tune,
Yeah.
plays in time,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like you said, you know, one less seat in the car.
Yeah.
Symmetry
try-
on stage as well.
Yeah. There you
yeah.
go. Yeah. True.
Because that's a bit of like your guys' vibe is like you've got left, right, middle, and you kind of just like float and vibe
Yeah.
in that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
way. And then, you know, not saying that you can't have 4, but looks
Yeah, yeah.
wise for that live
Yeah.
view, it looks really cool.
Yeah, we fluked the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you stand there, I'll stand here. Cool.
No, it was on purpose. Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
sorry. Shit.
Did you guys prep that much as far as say live performance wise before you did the tour? Like how much prep did you guys put in beforehand?
Just not enough.
I think we practiced once
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because we're playing the backing tracks in a click, you know, we can, if we need to practice, we can practice to
Yep.
the album, which you know is pretty lazy. I'll admit. You know, but everyone's living busy lives. Where you know, if we get to jam, awesome. You know, we
Yeah.
usually do maybe 1 or 2 jams before a tour or something,
Yeah.
just to make sure we've still got it. And we're not playing, you know, any new material really.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of wait until we've actually got stuff down and,
Yeah.
and tested and stuff. But yeah, not as much as people think. You know, we get people come up and say, "Fuck, you guys are tight."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks, man.
Are
But-
we?
Yeah.
But before the album came out, we would probably have practice every week. Eh?
Yeah.
Every
Totally.
week.
Yeah.
So once the album was out, you got complacent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you're just been
Yeah.
playing the songs long enough, you're like, we know these
That too.
songs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll still fuck them up too.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You'll see that later.
Yeah. So that's all part of the fun.
Because what's the oldest song on the album?
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was about 2013, 2014. I wrote that as like a demo. It was more of a, because I was trying to get out of that other band I was in. You know, I wrote computer drums, you know, bass, guitar. Everything was instrumental. And then that was what I passed around my friends and said, hey, you know, sent it to Jason, said, do you want to be in the band? And sent it to the previous guys, and that's what started it. So that was kind of our sound. But then for the album, everyone brought their own stuff to the song. You know, like it's not exactly the same as the demos. And,
Yeah.
you know, they've all done really fucking well.
Yeah.
You.
Because to go into the album a little bit then. So, like you mentioned, you mixed it, or you worked with Zoran for it.
Yep.
But you guys tracked it all yourself. Like, how long had the whole album process kind of been in works? Like when you decided, all right, let's do an album.
5 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, a memory came up on Facebook. What was it? Yesterday. We this was probably the start when we started. You know, let's
Yeah.
do it. We tracked some drums over in Levin at like SIS Studios. We got
Yeah.
like some. It was like a grant or a
We won a little competition.
yeah, won
I
a little
think.
competition
Yeah, yeah.
to record some drums.
It
So
takes
that was our
recording.
first sort of taste of like studio.
Yep.
And that was shit. so we decided, nah, fuck it. We'll record everything at our place in our jam room. We were the most comfortable. You know, where we thought we had the best sound. So we decked it out. You know, underlay on the walls and just deadened it out because it's a big brick
Yeah.
room at Jason's place. And that was in about 5 years ago. So 2017. No, 2016.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We fully started recording the drums, which was the first lot, when you went to Thailand, whatever date that was.
Oh yeah, we got my tits done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about 2017. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the beauty of recording it all in our own space is we could take as long as we want.
Yeah.
So
And we did.
We did.
Yeah.
But the oldest songs that we recorded on the album itself was probably Valleys and Mountains, the title track. That was the first one that we kind of got finished and sent to Z.
Yeah.
And you can kind of hear it on the album as well. Like you listen to that, and then you listen to maybe the last one we sent through, which was Whanganui. And they're miles apart, but it still fits all together. You know, just one's got way more textures, way more layers. Whereas Valleys is just like
super straightforward.
you know, 4 double track guitars or quad or whatever.
Yeah.
Drums, bass, vocals.
Yeah.
That's it. No synths, no keys, no strings.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. But it works for what it is.
Yeah.
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 And there is, some dynamics on the album that you can do that and go up and down, up and down. So.
Yeah. Was there much that you sent through and then Zee was like, oh, this isn't quite tight enough or quite good enough? Can you
All of the
do that
drums.
one again?
I think there was definitely some editing, like even with guitars and vocals and stuff. Like he was pretty nice about a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like, we're pretty fresh and pretty green. Like I'd recorded with bands before and things like that, but he's such a super nice dude that he's like, oh, you could probably put a little bit of synth in there. And in some of the songs,
He's
did
super synthy, eh?
Yeah, he did add some of his own stuff, and we kind of didn't hear it when we got the mixes back, but then when he sent the stems, we're like, oh shit, he's had
extra
that's
stuff.
cool as fuck.
10 more layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that made us more conscious to do it on further recordings. So we're gonna synth the fuck out of the next album.
Yeah.
It's gonna be only synth.
Yeah,
It's
gonna be
full
synth
Atmos.
pop. Yeah.
synth pop.
All
making
backing
it
tracks.
make it a little bit more commercial. You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
Because when did you guys pick? Because it's a concept album of Valleys and Mountains. When did how did that concept come about? Was it like after you're already maybe 5 or so tracks in, or was it kind of something you set on pretty early?
So a little bit of both. We had the idea, Jason and I and Stephen, we all love history, whether it's Egyptian or all that kind of stuff. And there's so much stuff in New Zealand that either people don't know about or people aren't willing to look. So we wanted to bring a little bit of that to the forefront. So where I grew up in Whanganui, there's a river and it goes all the way up to the mountains. So there's a town or a little, it's not even a town, it's just like a little, you blink and you miss it, up the river road called Ātini. And that's where my family's from and where we grew up. And my dad used to tell me all these stories about the turehu and the patupaerehi, coming down from the mountain or from the hills and fishing at night and things like that. So I remember going to school and saying, oh, what about this? Because they teach you the stories about Maui and Tuff and Matea and all the Māori gods and stuff. And I'd ask about these and they go, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, kid. So it was our way of sort of pushing these to the forefront. Yeah. Because it's kind of controversial in a way. Like the turehu were pale skin, like red hair. And the thing is, it's all myth. Like we don't actually know if they're around or, if they're real. It's just stories and myths. Yeah. But I thought it's a cool thing to talk about, and shit, if it did happen, they have no language left. So that's why some of the songs are Māori, because they integrated with Māori and things like that. But big long ass thing.
Because as far as the overarching concept, what is the kind of general kind of vibe that you're sort of putting through with it?
So pretty much is of valleys and mountains, so it's of high and low. Yeah. So low and high. Yeah. And it kind of that's where it goes into the music a little bit. There is high moments and there's low moments, dynamics. But the whole concept is pretty much the turehu and the Māori fighting and integrating in the end or being wiped out completely. So they have no language left if they had their own language. So yeah, and there's so many things. Like we've been reviewed before, and people can go right into it. Like they'll do research themselves, and we'll read the interview or the review and go, "Yep, it's about that." Yeah. Shit, totally. So we'll get asked about it in interviews like this, and I'll pull out my phone and go, "Yep, yeah, it's about that." Yeah. But the other side of it is, people can make up their own things. Like
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, like the words in Māori, they mean different things. Even English words mean different things to different people. So
it's just stuff that you were brought up with, and all of us were, but yourself more so. And it's just a cool way to pass those stories on. I think, and just try and get into some future generations.
Yeah, because as far as musically running like a theme or vibe across on the instrumental side, what sort of approaches did you take to try and achieve that song to song, to try and make it kind of flow and all that sort of stuff?
I think we sort of...
It was a fluke.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah.
Because it definitely it's an album. It's an album. It's a start to finish album. Yeah. It's not like, yes, there's songs that are more like singles or whatever, that are in that kind of vibe. But listening to it is an album journey, and so it is definitely one that you listening to it. You got to listen from start to end.
Yeah, it was definitely intentional. Even going as far as we changed one song from one BPM just to make it line up with the last song. So the first song and the last song are the same BPM.
And the beauty of interludes, little segues
as a bridge.
Stuff. Yeah, so they kind of represent time passing, between the song, what the events of the song passing into the next song. Yeah. But it is very linear. From the start is the start. It doesn't go, oh yeah, this goes all the way back to this song, but then it loops at the end, so you can start again from the end.
Yeah. Because did you find that, as far from that writing perspective, both lyrically and musically, did you find that put you kind of in a little? Did you find that the hole that put you in was good for direction, or did you find that a little bit limiting at times?
I think it was
We've
good.
never limited ourselves.
No. I think that's the beauty of the album, and we did whatever we wanted. There was no real limit. Yeah, which was cool. Yeah, freeing.
Yeah.
Especially in a day and age where everything's singles. Single video. We still haven't done a video yet.
Yeah.
But
yes, we have.
Oh, we have. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ones that won't see the light of day.
Yeah. No.
Unless you piss the wrong person off and they're just like,
Oh God, yeah.
Actually.
Actually, oh, no.
I've heard a few bands like that sort of just bury videos because they're just like, this isn't either what you're selling us or like representing us as we're wanting to, and it's just the nature of it sometimes.
It was a real learning thing for the guy who did it for us and us ourselves. So we green screened some stuff and we wanted to sort of tie it into the album cover, and for what it was cool. But then the album came out and it was sort of set at this level. We thought, shit, we can't really have a video that's below the music in the album. But nothing against the guy who did it. He was learning while he was going. And
and so were you guys. So it's like, and it's one of those things. Because did you film that before the album was kind of done?
I think it was like 2 weeks before,
okay.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
It was away from mixing, I think. Or was it? Valleys was back.
Oh no, like all of it was pretty much done.
Was it all done? Man, I'm terrible with timelines.
Yeah.
It was just before, like 2 or 3 weeks, because the guy had it was about a month before the album came out. So we played it at our like little private album release party at my house. So it was done then.
That's right. Yeah.
And you could see people go, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome dude.
Yeah.
Just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, and that happens.
Yeah.
Something that did work out though is the album artwork.
Yeah.
Yes.
Held that one up, and let's just talk about that because that is an epic piece.
So this is the gatefold artwork of our album. So it's got our mountains, our maunga from down in Whanganui. It's got the river. So we hit up a guy from America who'd done some artwork for one of our favourite bands, Letters of the Colony, or Letters from the Colony. Shit, fuck that up. Chris Panettiere, an American dude.
Yeah.
We thought, originally we were like, well, we can do the artwork ourselves. How hard can it be? But we'd gotten so many people involved in the album that, we'd paid to do their job. They are good at their job.
Yeah.
I thought, fuck, okay, we'll pay someone to do, the album artwork. So we commissioned Chris Panettiere in America. We sent him a whole bunch of stuff. We sent him the concept, photos from around our area, and birds and mountains and cool looking things,
plants and trees. And
we were real nervous because we were like, okay, is an American guy going to get this? And he understood the culture really, really well. He's actually got some New Zealand friends over there, so I think he sent back. We saw little snippets and we're like, holy shit, this is going to be amazing. He sent back like the black and white version, and I cried. I was like, oh my god, he got it.
He captured it. Like
yeah. And then as he started adding in the color, it was amazing because it's massive. It's probably about from Jason to me big. And then it's just this is actually a photo of the artwork, so a professional.
Oh right. Yeah. So he actually painted it.
Yeah, so it's all hand painted.
Yeah. Did you guys get the original?
No, but we want it.
He keeps those.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why he'd keep on it, but
it was amazing. His other artwork has got humans and like skulls and the typical that kind of style, or even animals, but it's quite distorted and things like that. And we said, no, we don't want any human elements. We just want nature.
Yeah.
And he did that.
What did you send through as reference? Or was it just ideas and just
ideas and photos from around our area and
even like a list of trees, Just names of trees.
Yeah, like Kawakawa and Kawhai and a whole bunch of stuff. But he fucking nailed it, man.
Yeah, because then you guys blew it up for your backdrop as well.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we got a black and white version of that first. Fuck, we sent the wrong file.
Oh no!
So the first, I think, was it maybe the first couple of gigs or something, we had the black and white version, which isn't bad. Stefan's got I think maybe this side on his kick drum.
Yeah.
So it all kind of works out.
Yeah. That came out good.
It looks awesome, massive.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, like it's such a it stands out as well. It's not, it's not just your name or whatever like that. People look at it and they're just like, holy shit. And they especially say between bands or whatever, when people are just chilling, people even when I was at the Ding show and stuff, I went up and I was like, oh, looking at it and trying to pick out different pieces. Like that's just cool to look at. It's not just going up and looking at the pedal board and seeing what people are playing.
Yeah.
There's a bit more to get into from the stage side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how would you guys, like, coming back to the music side of it, like, how would you necessarily describe your sound and that kind of vibe for people that haven't heard you before?
Look at this one to Jason.
Although if they're this far in, they've probably heard a couple of the songs already. True. But yeah, go for it.
Why do you do this to me? We are atmospheric groove metal.
Yeah.
No, that's what we say on Facebook.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we start off with,
When someone forces
I
a
think
title out.
There's a bit of flavour of everything in there, really.
Yeah.
You've got soft, you've got hard, you've got a bit of everything.
Proggy stuff. We get described by so many different people with so many different things. It's kind of like, whatever you want, just that's what we are.
Yeah.
Like,
and because we've got so many influences, you know, we all listen to the same stuff, and then we all listen to different stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I guess if you were to kind of compare us to bands, from like Gojira, Deftones, The Ocean Collective, all the way through, you know, ISIS. Yeah, we've got a little bit of sort of everything, and that's the beauty of it. We can play with soft bands, we can play with hard bands.
Yeah.
And we have the dynamics to be able to do that.
Yeah. And sometimes you can play full instrumental if you've cooked yourself the night before.
Yeah. If you've done a full set of covers the night before, you know, blow out your voice.
yeah.
You can play instrumental in Christchurch.
Yeah.
Too easy.
But your music sells instrumentally as well. You know, it's not like some music requires a vocal layer on top to really put it forward.
Yeah.
But because of the dynamics and flow and groove of the instrumental, it's got that real flow to it that you can kind of just vibe and get into as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I
Yeah.
like to think so.
Yeah. that is how all the songs are written, though, predominantly musically first, and then vocals and stuff. I mean, typically.
Then slap some vocals on top.
Yeah, well, because I wasn't a vocalist before this band. Like,
Yeah.
I maybe did backing vocals, but we just couldn't find a singer that could, or in Whanganui, for one, or someone that could kind of do what I had in my head. So it's still not quite what I had in my head, but it does all right. It's all right.
You
It
do
fits-
good, mate.
it fits
You're a
me.
good boy.
Yeah, I think it's more. It was confidence was the thing. You know,
Yeah.
I went in. I'd stand this far away from the mic, and go, "Yeah, I'm yelling," but
Yeah.
you know, the more you do something, you know, the better you get at it.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning. I'm still, you know,
Yeah.
trying different things.
Have you gone through any training in that regard? And same for everybody as far as like musical training, or is it more just been jam and make noise?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I never had any lessons or anything. I wish I did, but looking back,
That's a common theme as well.
Yeah, missed a few of the old fundamentals there,
Yeah.
but no, otherwise it's get by all right, just from jamming.
Yeah.
Like we're all pretty much before bands that we're in, or we're just bedroom musicians. So it's all still new, really, for us. I'd done a few tours and stuff before the band, but still green as fuck.
Yeah.
Still fresh as, and we're still fresh as. Like we've toured New Zealand, but that's it. We've toured New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we want to get over and play other
And
places.
to be fair, that's one of the biggest like New Zealand tours, especially for the metal kind of scene that I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, as far as there's a lot of those places people don't play. They hit their main spots, and then they call it good. We've done a 5-show tour or whatever, and that's a stretch. But it was awesome seeing you guys actually stretch it out to engage the rest of the country, because that's what ends up being a big issue for live stuff, is there's just no engagement in these other places. But it's like I said before, if you don't do it, you're not going to generate that engagement.
No, that's it. Yeah. It was fun, man. It was it was like a holiday for us. It was cool.
And we got to go to places where we'd never been personally. Like, we haven't played in these places, but shit, I'd never been to Bluff.
No,
not that we played in Bluff, but it's not that far from Invercargill. So,
20 minutes
we
or
got to
something.
see the country. It was really cool.
That's one of the big things for touring is kind of, that's what, like, yes, the show is kind of like, okay, now it's time to work.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy your work, but your leisure time is actually exploring the country and doing that sort of stuff.
And we just got to hang out with like the best dudes, like and lady dudes from all the bands and stuff. You know, like we've made like real life friends from just doing this and hanging out. And you know, we still talk with a lot of those guys.
Because did you guys take full of them the whole way, or was that just
pretty
sort of
much?
I think maybe the all ages show. I know they didn't do.
Yeah.
But
There's only a couple.
There was only a couple they didn't do, but we met them playing in Christchurch. doing maybe a New Year's show and another one, and they're just the best dudes. Like Mo, their drummer, awesome dude, ex-Tainted drummer.
Yep. They were mean. I remember seeing them.
They're so good. So I knew him from
Yeah.
my previous band playing with them. So we reconnected again, and they're some of our really, really good mates. Jesse and the boys.
Yeah.
But we also got to meet the Elodie guys, who are some of our favourite motherfuckers in the world.
Weapons of people.
And Clamus, like.
Yeah.
I think the awesome thing about the tour was, we got to go to places where, there is a bit of a click with, in metal
certain
scene.
Bands and stuff,
So, certain bands got to play with other bands that they had never played with before because, we like to think ourselves as nice guys. We get along with everyone. So we're like, oh, yeah, we'll get you guys, and we'll get you guys.
Yeah.
And we'll put it all together.
Yeah.
So there's nothing better than going to a gig where there is dynamics, where you can see, 4 or 5 different bands that are completely different.
Yeah.
So we like to do that with most gigs that we organise. Yeah.
Just awesome people.
Makes the whole night super interesting as well.
Totally.
Yeah. And so before you mentioned, like, just toured New Zealand. So that indicates that you've got plans elsewhere. What's the kind of, or at least ideas or plans or intentions? What's the kind of vibe there?
We'd love to play. We'd love to go out of New Zealand.
Yeah, anywhere, everywhere.
We'll play anywhere. Anywhere.
We will come to your house.
Yeah. If you want us at your house, we will play at your house.
Yeah.
But we've been lucky enough to sign a distro deal with Pelagic Records over in Europe. You know, one of our favorite record labels. One of the reasons why we started the band was, you know, Jason and I was sitting on my couch in Whanganui back in like 2012, 2011, watching an Ocean video. Going, fuck, we should do that, eh? and yeah, to sort of come full circle, like they hit us up and said, hey, we've been listening to your album in our warehouse. You know, can we buy a few copies? And then we got talking, and then they offered us a distro deal. So they're re-releasing the album on about 5 different variants of vinyl.
Jesus.
But talking with those guys, you know, like, hey, can you help us out if we come over to Europe and stuff? So, you know, everything's sort of in motion. Like, we're talking to them. Ideas are being thrown back and forward. And, you know, we plan to get on maybe a tour with a band that isn't as fresh as us, so we can kind of learn as well. But
safe way to do it.
Yeah, we'll play Australia, we'll play Germany, we'll play Zimbabwe if you want us.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That'd be one for the books, eh?
Yeah.
I know South Africa goes off.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Like Hanu from Fire at Will plays in The Narrow. So he used to be in Fire at Will when they were a band. Plays in The Narrow there. So they've got a super dedicated, like, proggy, rocky kind of scene, but like a super, like, dedicated one.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty. Because I know, I think Decortica went over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Because I think Hanu was a big fan.
Yeah.
So
Decortica.
I might be wrong. But
they were cool as fuck.
I saw them so many times.
I miss them, eh? Like,
yeah.
My old band played with them on, I think it was New Way Home in Decortica in Palmy.
Yeah.
And Matt, their singer, actually, he gave me some words of wisdom. Like,
was it to chew gum on stage? Because he was chronic for that.
Oh,
I did see that, actually. I'm chewing gum now.
Yeah.
No, it was something that, you know, sort of, like, he probably doesn't know who I am, but it was a couple of words that he said. You know, live stage presence. There's a line between, you know, playing perfect and standing still.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing this and this and this, or moving around like fucking going nuts.
Yeah.
There's a fine line between the two. If you can crack that, you're sweet. Because he moved around amazingly on stage, and
it fit the vibe really well.
Yeah, totally. So that's, you know, our live shows are kind of like that. We may make a few mistakes, but, you know, we're having fun. And if you're visually, you know, look like you're having fun, you know, people
that translates. It's the energy transmission. Eh?
Yeah. So hopefully today, with this little live one, we can move around a little bit more.
Yeah.
The previous one we did in Palmy,
I still can't move much. I have to sit down.
Yeah, we had cans on, so we couldn't, you know, fucking get in and move. Or else it'd fall off. But we'll see how we go.
Yeah, running in is this time, so we'll see how that.
Yeah.
And from the test that we did at Sounding Mean, and you've probably heard a few of the songs already. So
hopefully.
As far as so that connection with, is it Pelagic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they hit you guys up.
Yeah.
Is that so? That's like a bit of a growing relationship as well. So obviously starting distribution, and then you're sort of in talks about taking that further.
There is other stuff that we probably won't talk about.
Yeah.
But like,
that's fair.
More so, just we are, you know, it's all depending on the new stuff, and things like that. But you know, we aim to, you know, put out more albums.
Yeah.
Have them put out more of our albums.
Yeah. So it's enough of a hint.
Yeah. Like and they're the nicest guys, and you know, we respect them, you know, so much. With not only the bands that they are in, like Robin and Paul are both in the Ocean Collective, but also the bands that are on their label, like Psychonaut, Hippotractor, Hypnose. Yeah. Some of our favourite bands that give us inspiration too. So it's really fucking strange. That we're sort of, you know, we didn't think we were quite at that level. Like we always thought, yeah, we'll send our album around to some different labels. You know, we're still green, so we're like, so maybe, you know, obvious ones were like Nuclear Blast. Roadrunner's always in there, but we didn't really fancy our chances there.
Yeah.
But for one that we respected as much as Pelagic, we were like, nah, let's not approach them. Like, we don't fit that. And we didn't want to like you know, cut our, you know, hurt our hearts with them go, nah, fuck off.
Yeah, that'd be a rough blow.
Yeah. So for them to sort of hit us up, make the first move was cool. And then that's what started the conversation. And I said, shit, well, you know,
see how far this can go.
Yeah. And as far as we know, like Robin sent an email, said that it's selling really well, which is fucking awesome news for us. It's from Whanganui to the world.
Yeah.
It's
that a title of like a documentary or something?
Spread and sniff from Whanganui to the world.
We don't need to go further into that one.
Oh man.
When's the release for the sort of the re-release of the new vinyl?
February 4th, I believe. Yeah, which is actually the first date of our shows with East York and Caridian. So it actually falls at a really good time. Yeah. So we get to promote the album again, you know, like a year and a half after release. Which is, fuck, that's cool.
Yeah, give it the biggest legs that you can. You want to get it out there as much as possible. Like they say, you've got like, there's a saying, you've got your whole life to write your first album. But then after that, you've kind of got a little bit more pressure on for follow-up and stuff like that. What's the current situation, say, for new stuff? Like, what are you guys looking at?
Oh, you know, we've kicked some stuff around. We've bloody got a couple of things up our sleeve. No, we've got some new material we're working towards. Nothing sort of ready to play live or anything just yet, but we've got a few. We've got a list of things, trying not to say too much.
List of ideas.
We're working on some stuff.
It's coming up next week.
Yeah. Big things ahead.
48 tracks.
2022.
Double album.
No, we're working towards some new material and stuff, which is nice because we've been playing these songs for 7 odd years now. So new stuff is always really cool.
Nice and fresh.
Yeah.
Because it got to a point where we'd played these songs so much live that we fucking hated them by the time the album was like just finished recorded. Like, but then once we got them back from Z, we're like, oh my god, I love these songs. They sound amazing.
Gives a new life to it.
Exactly.
Definitely does.
Because you guys got it mastered by Forrester as well, eh?
Yep.
That's like, I see, like you mentioned in an interview before that I read, you're like, the sort of Zora and Forrester combo is just like for you guys it was like your perfect kind of melding.
Yeah. And that kind of happened by accident as well. Like we sort of jumped the gun and said, we're releasing the album by this date, and I don't think Z quite had the time to finish mastering, or we were originally doing it with him. But we thought, you know, Forrester was always in the back of our minds, like, okay, well, maybe one day. And that happened, so I reached out and said, hey man, like, we've got this album, would you master it? He's like, yeah, sure. Sweet. And I think he'd already previously worked mastering some of Zoran stuff as well. So perfect combo.
Like and some of Caridian and stuff like that.
And other, like Caridian, Clamus, I'm pretty sure done something similar. And, and even the drums. No,
I think.
No, sorry. But yeah, it's perfect combo. They really, really match each other really well.
Z's super cool to work with, eh?
Totally.
Oh, absolutely.
Really understanding. Handsome as fuck.
He just made it sound massive, you know, from, like I say, from Jason's spare room to what it sounds like now is working.
Because like he was one of the driving forces to New Way Home back in the day. And that Mirrors album is one of my favourite New Zealand releases, just full stop.
Totally.
He'd say, like, him talking about it, he'd be going like, this stuff he'd definitely do differently. But for what it was as a snapshot in that time, incredible.
And they were another big inspiration for us as well. Like that album, magical. Even Anomaly, the one before, you know, that was huge. But that kind of, I saw them and went, shit, you can do that type of music in New Zealand. You know, everything was either like blast beats and shit. You know, not saying it's shit, but I've been in bands where it was like
just go.
go. And I wanted to sort of slow down. Like, I think one of the original things for put in the sound was, I don't want any double kicks. I just want single kicks, because Abe Cunningham from Deftones doesn't play double kicks.
Yeah.
But we introduced them slowly, and now they're part of us. But to be able to have such dynamics in an album like Mirrors,
and see it translate to New Zealand.
Totally.
Yeah.
They were like the Deftones of New Zealand in a way, which was massive for us.
Yeah, shit, yeah. Well, thanks heaps for coming on and for coming up. Like, it's awesome you guys made the trip up, and it's been awesome having a chat.
Thanks so much for having us, man.
Let's get in and do a few performances, eh?
Cool. All right.
We better.
Yeah.
Came all this way.
Yeah. Sweet. Cool. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
And we'll catch you later.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
From the soil to rise again. Yeah.